A judge in Delaware has ruled that corporations can, in fact, vote in elections because the charter of the town of Fenwick Island grants corporate personhood. And if those corporations in Fenwick Island, which own most of the island, by the way, if they're persons are allowed to vote, I don't see the big deal, says Judge Craig Karsnitz. Here is what Judge Craig Karsnitz put in his ruling. Visions of faceless large corporations or even Hal controlling a small town are frightening and the stuff of science fiction. But trusts, partnerships, limited liability companies, and corporations are expressly recognized as persons in the Delaware Code. So, if you live in the town of Fenwick Island in that municipality, next election is going to look a little different. Because you'll be sitting there at the polling booth and then you're going to look over and one of those horrific credit card companies could be right next to you voting. Because that's where they all are based out of, essentially. And here, just from Bloomberg, it says Delaware, home to more corporations than people, which is terrifying, is a fitting place for reality to outpace satire. The state constitutional provisions expressly enshrining corporate personhood reflect Delaware's budgetary reliance on the billions in fees it raises annually from the more than 2 million business entities chartered there. Now, here's the problem. The judge has already ruled in their favor. This will likely get appealed. This has the potential to make it to the Supreme Court, either the Delaware Supreme Court or the U.S. Supreme Court. And if that happens, it's over. If a case like this were to make it to the current 6-3 conservative majority Supreme Court, they will absolutely grant corporations the right to vote. All over the United States, not just Delaware. And if you think other red states aren't looking at this particular thing in Delaware with little light bulbs going off their heads, if you don't think ALEC is trying to work on corporate personhood legislation, which they have been pushing for over a decade, you are kidding yourself. This ruling may only at the moment affect a tiny coastal town in Delaware. But mark my words right here, right now, this is just the beginning. As far as I am concerned, this is the biggest news story in the United States of America right this second. It genuinely is. You know what's even more terrifying? As I mentioned, this article is from Bloomberg. I have not seen on any of the other dozens of news sites that I go to on a daily, almost hourly basis, honestly. I haven't seen it. Haven't seen any of them. Have not seen a single one of them talk about this. That's even more terrifying. This is absolutely prime leftist news. Corporations can fucking vote. This needs to be bigger news. This needs to be more widespread. But it's not. And as the old saying goes, I'll believe corporations are people when Texas executes one. In fact, Dwarf Grumpy says, don't the corporations have to be 18 to vote? You know, you would think, right? Because obviously, if they're a person, they can vote. Okay, but people still have certain requirements they have to meet. If the corporations are not meeting those same requirements, then they are in fact not people. Gone Off Debunked says if they can vote, they can be taxed, right? They should be. But Delaware doesn't want to do that. They could lose business. Thanks for watching, and if you are not already subscribed to the channel, please do so, and do not forget to like and comment and share widely among your friends.